Forgiveness is a big deal. It's obviously something that Jesus calls us to practice in our lives. But there is a question of how we deal with toxic relationships in our lives. People who might not earn or deserve forgiveness at a very sort of basic human level. How do we learn to forgive them? Because that's what we're called to do, but also learn how to protect ourselves within our relationships. What's fascinating is that Jesus also does address toxic relationships, the ways that we can still forgive, still want the best for someone, but also at the same time, sometimes need to maintain some healthy boundaries in our life.
And I think the basic lesson here is no. Even when someone else is in the wrong, you don't get to not forgive. And that would be an incredibly hard pill to swallow if it wasn't just for what Jesus had talked about. Because remember, forgiveness isn't about condoning or forgetting, or importantly here, about ignoring consequence for bad behavior. Forgiveness is about refusing to allow anger, frustration, hurt, or pain to define any of us any longer than it needs to. I mean, to forgive is ultimately for your good, right? But still, we also have to balance that with what is also good for us, which is not being hurt in the first place. In another passage, this time at the end of Luke 6, Jesus actually talks about how to manage toxic relationships. He says this, "Do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, pray for those who mistreat you." And notice here that for followers of Jesus, we never get off the hook. We never get to hate. We never get to define ourselves over and against the evil that someone else might do to us. Okay. But there's also a pretty clear protocol here for how to limit someone's access to us when they're toxic. If someone doesn't like you, you can try to show them who you really are. Do good for them. Change their perception through kindness. If they take things farther than that and they begin to curse you, say bad things about you, malign your reputation, well, maybe it's time to take a step back, but don't fall into the trap of becoming the worst of what's been done to you. Don't return curse with curse. Bless them, speak well of them, at least as best you can honestly, but maybe don't put yourself in their space anymore. And if they go even farther and they mistreat you and they hurt you, if they're actively going out of their way to injure you, well, now it's time to take another step back. Maybe now you need more robust boundaries in your life. Maybe you need to cut their access off to you. Maybe you need to stop speaking to them altogether at this point. But you still don't become them. You don't allow them to force you to become a person you don't recognize anymore. You pray for those who mistreat you, even if all you can do is say, "God, this is in your hands now." It's important to understand that when Jesus talks about forgiveness here, he's not talking about a complete lack of discernment or about offering unfettered access to anyone who might want it from us, no matter how they act. If forgiveness is for your good, that means it's not forgetting, it's not condoning. Forgiveness is about refusing to allow someone else's mistakes to determine what's possible tomorrow, for you or for them.